Well, welcome to Rob's Fix-It Shop. Today in the shop I have this mod kit guitar amp. Looks like just a Class A amplifier, and my son had it. He says it's got no output, and so I'm just gonna go through it and see if I can figure out what's wrong. I don't think it's going to be that hard, but if you think you'd find that interesting, hang on and we'll see if we can get it up and running again. Okay, so I set up my signal generator to just put out 1 kilohertz at 300 millivolts peak to peak. That should be plenty to drive it. Then I have the output from the amp going into just a dummy load that I have here, and I can hook my scope up to it too. All right, and so I have it going out to speakers now, so I'm going to switch it on. Yeah, I see the filament heating up in the EL84 chip. I mean, the EL84 tube. And let's set the controls like that. Volume all set to 5. And it doesn't look like I'm getting anything out. Oh, I can hear. You probably can't hear it, but I can just hear a tiny bit. Let's see what we've got there. So we have just 175 millivolts peak to peak, which is next to nothing. So yeah, so we got problems. Yeah, if I turn the turbo button, then I can get about 1.9 volts, but that's still very low. Okay, well, let's open it up and we'll just try to trace the circuit and see if we can figure out what's wrong. Okay, so let's start taking these screws out. Okay, doesn't look too complicated. So I think what we'll do is start tracing the circuit. And so if we look at the circuit here, it's a little bit small, but I think what we'll do is we've got our signal coming in here, and comes right into the 12AX7, gets amplified here, and then comes through this tone circuit here, and then to the second stage of 12AX7. Well, let's just trace the signal. So the first thing we'll do is we'll look at pin 2 of the 12AX7. Pin 2 is right there. So let's get our scope. All right, so we got our scope. Let's look at pin 2. Got a beautiful signal coming out of there. All right, so now let's look at, so I turn the amp on. Let's look at pin 7. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Doesn't look like we've got anything coming out there, right? And that should be pin 7 should be going into the second grid of the 12AX7. So it's almost like something is stopping inside this little tone control here. So let's look at either side of the treble control. Let's see, which one is that? Nothing. So we do have a signal coming out of the treble control. It's a little noisy. Or going into the treble control. That should also be coming into the bass. So it's almost like we've got signal right here. And that may be low, right? Because it seems like it should be more amplified through this tube. Let's check the voltage at pin 1. Let's see, where's our... Yeah, let's check the voltage right here and at pin 1. Okay, so... Alright, so if we look at pin 1, 14 volts. That doesn't seem right. Let's see. Am I doing this right? So pin 1 should be 126 volts. And I'm on. And we have 14 volts. So I think we have a problem with the power coming to that that pin. So where does that come from? That comes from here, 158 volts. Let me check on the other side of that resistor. So if we follow pin 1, it's hard to see. It goes, I think it goes into here. Yeah, I think it goes right there. And then, but where does the power come from? Okay, I'm gonna have to check. Okay, so it looks like it's coming. So all these things are branching off that kind of high voltage there. And I think what's happening is it's coming to, so here's pin 1, it's coming over to here, goes through this 100K resistor and comes over to this 470K right here. So terminal module 2. So let's take a look at that. $20 volts. That doesn't make any sense. And then, oh, I'm sorry, here's the, okay. And then come through here to 3. That's 20 volts. And then that's coming right from our, it's not coming from our power transformer. Our power transformer is coming from here into the diode, and then up through here, and then back through here, into here, and then around to here. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so this has got a standby button, and so that what you're doing is the red is coming here and then going through the diode, getting rectified, and then the other red is coming here, getting rectified the other direction. They both come over to the standby switch, and then they're switched over to here, and they come to this 100K, and then over to 3. So something between here and here, or the power transformer itself, is messed up, or the diode, I don't know. So let's look at let's put it on AC, and let's see if we've got .205 volts there, 205 volts there, and then coming out of there we should 277 DC, and then that comes, where does that go? It should come from here and end up at this switch. Here's the one. So here it is, right here. So it's right here. So so then it comes from here over to here. That's good. Then it should go to here. There it is. So then it comes back, goes to here, 277, and comes to here. Okay. So we've got 277 here, and then we've got 20 volts there. So I'm thinking that this resistor is bad. What is that? That is a 100 ohm resistor. All right, let's see if we can, let's shut this off, and then we'll okay, let's check the ohms on that resistor. Yeah, so that's 800K. So that resistor's messed up. So let's see if I can find another one. So it's 100 ohms. Okay, so it says that is 100 ohm 1 watt. Okay, so let's see if we can get that out of there. Found some resistors. Should do the trick. All right, so let's check it out now. Plug it back in. Turn it on. Whoops. Great. Now I have the voltages I wanted. Okay, so let's try it out. Let's see if it works. Okay, so let's take a look. Look at pin 1. Beautiful signal, about 12 volts. And then as we're coming off onto pin 7, is that the other? So that should be good. So then let's turn on our speaker. Okay, so I just put that on the dummy load instead of the speakers, but yeah, let's see what we can go up to here. Yeah, so when I crank it, then we're seeing some distortion, but there we look pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. It's all right. Looks good. Let's see where we start. So that's about 12 volts. Do a little math there. So that's 12 times 12 divided by 8 ohms. So that's about 18 watts. That's right for that tube. Yeah, so I think we got it fixed. I think it just burned out that resistor. Let's unplug it. Just see how. Yeah, that resistor is not getting hot. I don't know, that other resistor looked a little small for the application, but well, that's it for Rob's Fix-It Shop tube amp edition. This wasn't too hard to fix, really. I kind of went into it thinking it was probably something in the signal path, but then it was pretty quick to see that there was an issue with the power, and easy to figure that out and kind of follow the power back. It was nice having the kit build instructions to kind of look at. But it's back up and running. I don't have a guitar with me, so I can't really test it very well, but I'll give it to my son and he can run it through its paces. But anyways, if you liked the video, please hit like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.